development since it broke on Thursday.
Yes.
What has been your reading of this incident?
Well, the first reaction is it is very unfortunate and it was very unnecessary. Even though we may have differences in culture and religion, tolerance should be at the heart of everything, either we like it or not. So saying that maybe someone doesn't understand how you operate in your religion or your culture, the first thing, the humane thing to do is to show tolerance. Because either we like it or not, even for people who even understand where we're coming from, even members of the same family, you have siblings who sometimes you have issues with. You were raised by the same father, the same mother, same religion, same culture, same tribe. You have issues with them. Do you pick a stick and beat them to death? Do you lit them on fire? And it's not the first time we're seeing such incidents happen in that part of the country. I think it was early 2000s when we had, we were supposed to have Miss World in Nigeria. I'm sure you remember that incident very well, where there was a fatwa declared on a journalist because she wrote an article. Till today, she's not able to return to Nigeria. She's still in exile. She was smuggled out of the country overnight like a political despot. So where are we going as a nation? Where are we going as a nation? This has to stop, because at the very heart of it, it is just being cruel and inhumane to your fellow human being. Religion or culture aside, it is just being bloodthirsty with the mask of being religious. There is no place for such behavior in civilized society. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? We had a young man lit on fire in Lagos because of issues around change of 100 naira or something like that. Now that is a life that has been lost. That is a son that has been killed. That's a
generation that has been taken.
A father. That's a future that has been robbed us. That has been robbed his family. When are we going to stop all of this nonsense? And either we like it or not, most of these things still fall back on the part of the government, because the question is, what has been the response of government at various levels, at the state level, at the federal level? The police said, okay, one of them is from Niger Republic. They can't find him in Sokoto. I mean, that was quite...
No, they denied that he said that. They denied that he said that. They denied that
he said that. Okay, I'm glad they denied that. But the question is, where are all the perpetrators? Have they been arrested? And for me, I see the challenge on two fronts, on the micro and macro level. On the micro level is the perpetrators. But for me, on the macro level is that there were actual protests to free these guys that committed this crime. Now, that for me tells me that there are a lot of people who genuinely believe in what they did. That for me is a problem. Now, this was an organic movement. I do not believe they were paid, but they hit the streets, were burning buildings, burning properties, damaging things. There were two ladies that were still beaten almost to death while the protest was going on. And we're talking about issues of insecurity and all of these other factors. Either we like it or not, if we do not address these things and address them decisively, we will keep having these conversations in our society, and it will just be a very unfortunate place for us to be as a nation.
Well, so what does this say about spiritual leaders? I'll come to you. What does this say about spiritual leaders who, either in any of the Abrahamic faith, Christian, Islam, or Judaism as well, they have a book, they have a code, they have the Bible, they have the Quran, and they will preach something that is quite different from the tenets, the dictates of the holy books. To what end do they do that? Because now you see this issue, you've got different opinions or different interpretations by different Islamic scholars who are saying, no, this is what the Quran says. And others are saying, no, this is what it says. So what are we doing to our own followers?
Exactly, and I was going to allude to the religious leaders as well, that at their level, I believe the people that can hold them the most accountable are their colleagues. Because if you're preaching something that is against what your holy book says, there is no way that your colleagues will not be aware of it, because you have members who engage other members, and then these things go round. Okay, let's leave social media out of it. But even offline, these things go round. So the question is, how are we holding ourselves accountable? And it is also that sense of accountability that we unfortunately have as a people that has led us to where we are today, at various levels, at every level, and even at this religious level that you're talking about, where we have certain leaders who cannot address themselves or call themselves to behave or say that, okay, you know what, I believe that this is wrong. You cannot say that the Holy Book says, okay, for blasphemy or for this particular reason, a life must be lost. So accountability is at the very heart of everything that we're talking about, either from their colleagues or from the general society as large. But until we understand that as a people, we need to have the culture of accountability, because even talking about government, we have people who are in elected offices. How accountable are we holding them? So having a strong sense of accountability at every level, and understanding that it doesn't just stop at religion or religious leaders, but it also cascades to every part of our society.
I think
then
that's,
we will be able to address a lot of
I think
these
that's a tall order, because when we have a single religion saying this is a religion, and you've got different ideologies, sectarianisms.
Yeah.
This is what we believe in. This is how we want to believe. This is what we believe in, and then the division is just there.
You know, in my intro, I said there's a growing two things happened on the borders issue. One is religion. The second one is the growing culture of violence all over the world. It's not only in Nigeria. Just yesterday or 48 hours
A man
ago,
went and started shooting.
So it fueled
supermarkets.
the existing notion of what is called fatwa. Fatwa is a judgment. So who passed fatwa on the world? Which also by saying that who passed fatwa on now? There must be a spiritual leader who's going to say, okay, just like the case of Salman Rushdie in 1988 when he wrote the Satanic Book. Ayatollah of Iran passed a fatwa that, this guy should be killed for what he has written. If you and that, don't let us run away from it, and don't let us run our country into crisis by saying that you want to change the orientation of over 100 million people. You are going to have a case of more Deborah if we want to take to the position of Deborah that we have to educate ourselves that see, people have not agreed on this matter. That if you say this, some people say you should be killed. So if you are a Christian, stay clear of it. And this peculiarity is what runs the nation. You can't go to a certain place. I'm not defending what has happened, but I'm just saying that the realistic way forward,
of course, to forestall
is to forestall it. You can't go to India and say, cow, we use it for pepper soup in Nigeria. That person will not come back with his life, because that's their own God.
The Hindus won't take it funny.
They won't take it funny. No matter how you try to make them look uncivilized, it's your business.
Just like somebody said, you can't go to Aba market and abuse Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes. So you have close to 1 billion people worshipping that religion, and cow is their supreme that they call to as their God. So on this matter too, the Buddha is not at fault. We are at fault. We live in a nation where we don't want to admit the reality, and the reality is that we are different. Let us then analyze it. We are overanalyzing it. If you overanalyze an issue, you will be minoring in major, or you will be majoring in minor. Do depth analysis and go to practice. And the practice of this matter is that let us set a standard for ourselves. If you are in Yoruba land, you should understand that the way Yoruba people behave, this is it. If you are in the Igbo land, then if you are talking about religion, for me, when I go to hotels and I sleep, I am a Muslim. I will remove Bible from the shelf they put it and put it on the table, because in Quran you don't put something, in Muslims don't put something on Quran. But when I see my Christian friends, I won't do that, because they say, what are you trying to do? It might be the sign that say I'm being hypocritical. That's not their own religion. So when you are coming to a religion where people have not agreed upon, you need to educate the society that there's a position has not been taken on this matter, and to such extent, stay away from it. We killed Ebola.
So that's the point. Mutual suspicion. Mutual respect for everyone's religion. So in swift reaction, just a final thought. The government of Kaduna State banned all religious protests in the state. Sokoto State also declared a 24-hour curfew. Niger State also warned against, sued for calm. So the lady's been buried. How do you describe government's handling of this volatile situation in the north so far?
Well, I think it is, we may commend it, but I believe it is also cosmetic, because until there is justice seen to be done, because I keep saying it on this platform and every other one, that when bad behavior is not punished, it is rewarded, because if there are no consequences for bad behavior, people will keep doing it. The question is, those who have done this and every other sort of crime, what has been done? Have examples been made? Because either you like it or not, if examples are not made of them, the people who were in support of them that were protesting will end up doing the same thing. Because, injustice, there are no consequences anyway, so why can't we do our own version of it and get away with it? Clear signals need to be sent. And yes, we may be a nation of different languages, cultures, and different nations in between. But the question is this: as the Federal Republic of Nigeria, are we operating the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or we are operating a parallel one? These are the conversations that we need to have. Not just saying that,
That's
okay,
been
we're
our
different
position.
people.
That's been our position too.
Yeah, so not just saying that,
That's been our position.
that maybe we're just different people, but we need to be able to say that, you know what, this is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is the Constitution, this is the letter of the Constitution, this is what it says. These are the consequences for this kind of actions, and they must be taken to account.
Makes sense. Well, I'm afraid we just have to call it a wrap on the show this time, because we've actually made very